Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, June 22nd, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi. Hello. And our energy mantra for today is I love learning to nurture myself and my compassion. And okay, so we're off the eclipse. We're still like in the eclipse bubble, hence not on camera, trying to take it easy for myself. But wowza, we have a week ahead. We have a lot of shifts coming in. Late Monday evening, we'll have Neptune going retrograde. I think I'm going to really approach that in tomorrow's scope, but you're going to hear pieces, that must not be a Freudian slip, hear little pieces of that coming forward in today's scope. We have Venus going direct on Wednesday. We have Mars moving into Aries. That's probably one of the biggest things this year. Mars will be moving into Aries this Saturday and will be in Aries for 6 months. That's a really long time, and we will unpack that. But we really do want to finish out these Pisces energy. Important lessons here. We're also building this week to the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction again. So we had our first Pluto-Jupiter conjunction back in April, right at the beginning of quarantine, we had that. So here we're having another pass of these energies. And remember that first eclipse, Groundhog Day? So let's see what kind of Groundhog Day energies we get with this coming up. That being said, we really want to start working, listening, utilizing these Cancer energies. So you're very familiar with this if you've been watching me for a while, because I talked about this so much with the North Node in Cancer. Cancer is home, it's family, it's our foundation, meaning our ancestors, our roots, our familial, foundational energies. It's compassion, it's intuition, it's nurturing. Cancer to me really is mother energy, where we can embrace the mother energy. We may also find ourselves, though, during Cancer energy being the newborn. It's not necessarily the inner child, because the inner child, that's really Leo energy, but the newborn that really needs that nurturing to survive. So we may find ourselves like, oh my God, somebody please feed me, or somebody burp me, or somebody put me down for a nap, especially after, Mahalo's like, please, the nap sounds good. He got shut in the room with me, so he's distressed. Especially what I was saying, especially the napping energy, rest, after, all this crazy eclipse energy that we've been through. And again, being in the eclipse corridor, I often say that the eclipse corridor, the time between the eclipses, can be more challenging than the actual eclipse itself. All right, so that being said, we want to be embracing this energy. How do you need to take care of yourself? What physical needs do you need met? And that's kind of going hand in hand with what I'm feeling with this Neptune retrograde. So remember, retrograde is anything, it's like a pulling in. The lessons are less like outside you and come more inside. And what is it? The song by Sting, We Are Spirits in a Material World, keeps popping into my head and then meshing with And I'm a Material Girl from Madonna. So that's interesting. But that song's popping up into my head, and I think it's kind of the theme of this Neptune retrograde, as we just had this eclipse at 0 degrees Cancer, requiring us to transform, requiring us to empower ourselves, realizing that we are these spiritual beings in these physical human bodies. And sometimes I think we can get too much into the abstract, we can get too much into the spiritual, and we forget this 3D reality, our physical body and its needs. And it's not just spirituality that we can get caught up in. We can also get caught up in the shoulds. I've got the conditioning card, the Capricorn energy, which is our final eclipse coming in 2 weeks, taking us deep into shifting, transforming, liberating ourselves from the conditioning, from the shoulding that we put on ourselves. So it's like, okay, if I am the spiritual being, if I am a temple for the spiritual being, how will I care for my body? So like I said, I will dig more into that in tomorrow's scope, but it goes so hand in hand with these Cancer energies that I had to bring it up. All right, so that being said, we have the moon in Cancer all through the day, and the moon in Cancer is making all of the connections, minus that Neptune retrograde, which that's not happening till late in the evening on Monday, so I'm going to do that in tomorrow's scope. And hopefully be back on camera. Hopefully have the energy back instead of being like, I must nest and rest and chill for now. All right, so moon conjunct Mercury retrograde. That's kind of another thing that I often say with Neptune retrograde, but I'm feeling it with this, and it actually came up in my cards as well. Between this Mercury retrograde, between the Venus retrograde, between Neptune also going retrograde, I do feel these past life lessons coming up for us to be worked through. And so moon conjunct Mercury retrograde in Cancer, whether, again, it's ancestral, it may be familial based, it may be past life, it may be old, you may have in your dreams some of these energies coming up. That's another thing that I'm really feeling with this particular Neptune retrograde. Sorry, I wasn't planning on talking about it, but apparently it's all coming out. Dreams, like really listening to the messages coming forth in dreams, because I feel like, the energies out there, like, oh my God, who are you going to listen to? It's so scattered. But your dreams, they are trying to clue you in. So reconnecting to the spirit energy through dream state, it feels very potent for this. And this may be the beginning of it as the moon and Mercury in retrograde connect. It may also be one of those emotional peaks that I have talked about with these energies. Also, speaking of, Mercury and Neptune are going to be connecting. And we have the moon connecting into that Neptune energy as well. Moon in Cancer, Neptune in Pisces. So again, dream state energy. That's not till the afternoon, actually. The moon and Mercury are connecting at 1 a.m. and moon and Neptune are connecting at 1 p.m. But still, I'm still getting that feeling, energy coming through your dreams, lessons coming through the dreams, stuff that you are not prepared to consciously face emotionally coming up in your dreams. So if you are somebody who does tune into your dreams, do spend a little extra time with them. Moving through this. Then we have the oppositions later in the evening. Moon opposite Pluto and moon opposite Jupiter. I do have the control card as well as the conditioning card in reverse. So watch where you are being expected or asked to step out of your power to step into the shoulds. Notice where you are being called to not honor what you need for nurturing, what you need for self-care in order to show up the way the world idealizes. You may find some of those powers, some of those control issues. This is all part of these energies of change where we are each being called to show up and be like, how can I do something different? How can I impact change? How can I affect change by just being true to myself, by just having compassion for myself, by having compassion for others, by having compassion for the fact that this human body, this vessel, it is a temple for my spiritual being and an activator for my spiritual mission. So holding space for that. It is going to be a moment-to-moment thing, so just be aware of that. I also have the Mastery card in reverse, so it may be kind of a challenge. Like, not necessarily like, oh yeah, I got this. I want to end this, actually pulled this for Neptune retrograde, because I was going to dig into Neptune retrograde and then do it tomorrow. But I'm still somewhat doing it today. So I pulled the Ace of Cups, and it feels really good. This is root chakra energy. We really want to dig in and support ourselves on this physical human layer, and we need that right now. Even for the spiritual component of what's going on in the stars right now, It's pretty crazy, right? Our human bodies need our support. So, the Lady of Ace reaches from her internal desires to the cup of bliss being offered by the Creator. Will you allow yourself to do better than your family of origin? So, there's that family piece as well, moving through our family karma, our family energies that we are here to help shift. Chakra message. This ace represents love offered and being fully committed to the moment. Are you being ruled by your brain, or is your soul reaching away from the roots of your past? The indication, the grounding power of the root chakra brings tangible results from a vision. Do you have a vision of love? Can you experience it? The key words: spirituality, exhilaration, engagement, devotion, fidelity. Reverse: disillusionment, separation, infertility, longing, and disloyalty. The meditation is: imagine reaching to the heavens as white light comes into you and brings your desired result down to the earth. What would most support you in this moment? And I would think, what would most support your physical body to be able to open, accept, and allow that light, that energy, and potentially that manifestation in? The contemplation. While others may influence you, only you can choose to receive the love that's offered. So taking back that power, being rooted in your needs, being rooted in your personal nurturing energy. So that's it for today. This is supposed to be short. I guess I'm chatty these days. Another thing I want to mention, I guess, finish things up. Speaking of being chatty, North Node, hanging out at Gemini, 29 degrees still. Again, holding space for mastery at change. So even if you didn't do anything with the eclipse to shift, to offer change to yourself, that opportunity is still here. Utilize it. Put things into play. It doesn't have to be a big step. It can be little steps that lead to more, but it feels very important at this time to implement those changes. So, you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and you do have the power to stay curious. Namaste.